So what opened here? So now I'm just supposed to do something towards this door then.
Apparently everyone thinks that like Firewatch is art and that's why you can't criticize it. Which is the funniest thing I've ever
Oh,
heard.
Jesus. Oh my god, there's two of these at the same time. Whoa! I gotta go back. Oh my god, this is awesome.
Let's see. What
Fuck.
video games are art?
That's why that first one was so easy, damn it.
It's kind of arguable. Like, technically it's all art. Like, there's a lot of art that in construction that goes into all video games. Like, you could...
Jonathan Blow has an amazing mind.
Yeah.
You can only really express how complicated your thought processes are in this range by making a video game.
Yeah.
Film has a limited showcasing from its medium as to how fucking smart you can be.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, you can prove that you're a genius like Stanley Kubrick, but some people will debate over it. When you make a game like this and this is what you create and expect people to do, there's no debate. This person has higher understandings of things in general.
You didn't answer my question about Fight Club. It's a good movie, whatever. 6 out of 10. I don't give a shit. It's like what, a 7? No, it's like a 7 or 8. I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't matter. It's just a good movie. It's a good movie. I don't know. I think it's like an 8 out of 10.
I feel like this is what I did last time. I can't end it there.
See, you can put a lot of criticism into video games, though. You say The Last of Us is debatably art, but there's flaws with The Last of Us. As much as I even love that game, there are things that aren't perfect about it. I like Okami for its art, but would I say that the game is art? No, I don't know. It's not a Journey. Is that art? Is Flower art? Is The Witness art? Technically, yes and no for all these things, I'd say. Thoughts on BioShock? I like the first one. The second one was pretty meh. Infinity? I didn't beat it. It looks kind of good. I also know all the spoilers to that game because nobody could keep their fucking mouth shut. So whatever. I don't know. Shadow Colossus, yeah. I imagine.
How do I make it so that I'm not blocking that path there? How the fuck do I do that? This design.
What do I not like about The Last of Us? No, the gameplay is actually great. It's fine. There's just there's little things. It's not a perfect game. There's certain obvious scripted moments. The game, I feel like, is way too easy on any of the lower difficulties also, and I understand, but it's like I feel like you have to play that game on a harder
I
difficulty.
don't think I did this right.
For sure. I love the ending though. A lot of people say that the ending was shit, but I think they're all
The ending's one of the best things about it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, people don't get it. They need to shut up. It has one of the best soundtracks of any game I've ever heard. There's just like little things. Like, if I had to give it a rating, it would probably be like a 9 out of 10. Like a 9.5 if that satisfies everyone. It's like it's like a near for what it's doing. It's practically a perfect game. I don't know. There's little things that just aren't great. Whatever. I like Okami. That's my favorite game. I can't say enough good things about Okami. Thoughts on Batman Arkham City? I don't know. See, the worst part is like, which one is that? They all just started to kind of blend together after Arkham Asylum. Arkham City, I think, is the second one, right? That I like that one, and it
Then
was
how
great
do I?
playing as Catwoman. But at the same time, it's like everyone that came after that, including the newest one, is just like, fuck it. It might as well be the exact same fucking game. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if you get to drive a car in one. What game would you give a 10 out of 10? I just said Okami. Like, that's my favorite game. It's a 10 out of 10. It's arguably perfect. In fact, most of the flaws are based on like what version of that game you're playing it on. Whether it's the PS2, the Wii, or the PlayStation 3 version.
Can't solve any of this shit while this one's there. Can't solve any of this shit when this one's there. So how do I make space for the one that I want to do?
I would fuck Benny Trong. Except for that was for you, Adam.
How do I get to this side of the room at all while fulfilling what needs to be fulfilled on the other side? And then fulfill this one in a way. Yeah, the approach that I have wrong with is what I did over there. I definitely have to redo this shit. Because I can't cancel it from over here. So clearly there's a better way that I could be doing this.
Do I think The Last of Us would work as a movie? Yes, but I don't think it should be made into a movie. It was fine as a video
Yeah, the
game.
experience is best played as a game, I think.
Yeah. If anything, I feel like maybe they should do some sequels. Who knows? I don't know. Like, it obviously won't have the same. It might not have the same impact as the first game, because it was such a great introduction to this world and such a great way of stepping out of that world as well. That I can't imagine what they'd do better in a sequel. In fact, I can't imagine them even matching the same punch in a sequel. It was just like, if they did a sequel, it would just literally, it would feel like they just did it for the sake of making a sequel, which deep down I would kind of want. Like, I loved The Last of Us, and I thought it was great. I'm only just glad that they remastered it and for the PS4, so I just play it again. Playing that game on Grounded is like fucking awesome. I love it. It's so fucking challenging. I love Dark Souls too. I wish they remastered that for the PlayStation 4.
I think this is how I have to do it. I think I have to do something similar like this. Yeah, I have to do this. Here we go.
Are they working on Last of Us 2? I don't know. They're usually really secretive about it. In fact, they had to make a B team for The Last of Us while making Uncharted 3. And they kept it secret the entire time. They actually almost gave away the fact that they were making the game within the first scene of Uncharted 3. In that bar, the bar brawl scene, there's a newspaper clipping that says something about the ants and the fungus disease and cordyceps, which is really funny. And then apparently nobody just paid attention. And then they managed to to like. I don't
Sorry,
know.
what about the ants and the cordyceps and nobody paid attention? What?
So when you start up Uncharted 3, in the bar brawl scene,
Mm-hmm.
there's a newspaper off to the side.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that literally states talks about cordyceps and the fungus
Yeah, I didn't
and
notice that.
something to do with ants. So it's like that's cool, but apparently nobody was paying enough attention to like go like, oh, they're working on a new team or a new game. Sorry, and they had a team that split off. They had a B team that was making The Last of Us the
So
entire
apparently
time.
new directors came onto Uncharted 4 and they literally started the story from scratch. I haven't seen the story trailer, the new story trailer, but apparently it's not so much like my brother anymore. Like apparently now it's more like action oriented and not like my brother oriented. So I haven't even seen that trailer yet, but I mean, who knows?
Wait, they
I don't know.
reworked the story from scratch?
That's what they say.
Oh no, I don't know.
I don't know. Who knows? A lot of game development has to do with mechanics, not necessarily the story, right?
It's true.
So it's entirely possible to rework something like
Yeah, if they do make a sequel, Ellie and Joel shouldn't be in it
that.
at
Oh,
all.
there we go. Yeah, I think I can actually do this way. If I section off these, I wouldn't mind if Ellie and Joel are in the sequel, or if it at least paid some sort of
If it was like
respect to them.
if like you end up
wouldn't mind.
seeing them, and what it turns out to be is like they're on their little quest on their
Ooh, I know what's
their little
wrong.
journey or like that, and then all of a sudden the game paints a picture of like, oh, this took place at the exact same time as the last game. This parallels it. I wouldn't mind that, but if it's afterward, like after the events of Last of Us, I just don't want to know because I love where it left off. It was just kind of perfect.
Okay. I did it the opposite way with the colors that I should have. So I need to keep this the way it is, delete that, come back here, fix it, and then go back the other way. Ooh. Difficult, but I think I've wrapped my head around it. Okay, get rid of this, go back. What a cool fucking game. And then this.
Do I think Super Mario Maker would work as a movie? Absolutely. I can't wait. I think that they should get Tony Baloney on the script, and
Tony Baloney.
and Giannotti Gambino on the as a script supervisor.
Now.
Very specific job for
Now I'm screwed
Giovanni
and I'm an idiot.
Gambino.
Let me try this again. If I give extra room.
What? So there's some drama at Naughty Dog, and like the head writer of the series left.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Quite honestly.
That's never a good sign.
I know. usually that's the recipe for a series just getting destroyed.
Yep.
I don't know what's happening, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I'll buy it. Thoughts on Spotlight without spoilers? It's a story that was handed to the director on a fucking platter, and it was a cast that was handed to the director on a fucking platter. The director is not nearly as talented as having a great story and cast like that would warrant him to be in control of. The director sucks. It had really average presentation. The film's score soundtrack was abysmal. It was just absolute garbage, the score. And yeah, I mean, it was a good movie. I'm gonna leave it at good. We'll give it a 6 out of 10. But I mean, it won Best Picture because of the story, which sucks, which really sucks because like
There's a better movie there.
when I think of movies, I think of filmmaking. I don't think of just writing. You know, writing is what filmmaking should use to create the film, but it is not what makes the film good filmmaking. So,
Uncharted nuts and bolts. Oof, that's a. No, you're right. It's to me it was the most like meh movie. Just
so if I do this, and then I can possibly solve the blue one another way entirely, and then keep going back and forth until I slowly squeeze out a spot where I can connect it. So I can solve this in a different way where it still leads to the end now. By literally just doing this. Now I have plenty of room to move that over. Do I think it got snubbed? Snubbed implies that it's the type of movie that the Academy would pick, when that is far from the truth. Snubbed implies that it's something that they would ever pick. Like, that's just not the case. I think it's the best movie out of everything that was nominated for anything that year, but there's no way that I can say that it was snubbed. It just implies so much.
the biggest insult was Pixar like introducing like who won best animated.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
With like the Toy Story. That was fucked up.
Yeah, it's like we're gonna introduce our own award. We're just gonna let you guys know that we're winning. You already know it. How did I have this before?
That'd be like best video game of the year award, and like Sonic comes on stage and is like, "Whoa, guys, I like chili dogs. Guess who wins? Sonic." Like, whoa, what the fuck?
So I had it like this before. So I clearly have to do something else with the yellow other than this.
I want to see Laser Team. Yeah.
It's a good fan movie, apparently, is what the general consensus seems to be. It's not necessarily a great movie, but a great movie for fans of Rooster Teeth.
You still haven't seen Ruby at all.
No.
I'm curious how season 3 went, especially without what's his name? Fuck, I forget his name. Who died, which was like
Monty.
yeah, Monty Ohm.
Yeah.
Because like the biggest thing that that show has going for it is the fight choreography, and he was like the brains behind that.
Yeah.
And then now he's gone. It's I'm afraid of what season 3 of Ruby looks like because without him. It's so scary too. He died because of fucking like
A random allergy.
yeah.
He was going through a routine surgery that shouldn't have even been a risk whatsoever, and he had an allergic reaction to something I don't even know.
Like shellfish
What
or
he-
something.
yeah, just-
shit.
I don't even know how he would have. I don't know what he was exposed to during the surgery. Like, that's the most confusing part.
The doctor forgot to lick his fingers clean from his like seafood dinner.
Yeah, something. It's really obvious that they really loved him there, you know,
Yeah.
and that's like one of the sad parts is I'm big fans of Rooster Teeth, and it's really obvious that like he was a great friend of those guys. He was really young too. It's just there aren't that many there's so many deaths in the entertainment industry that you know or things happen, people die, but this whole Monty thing, just listening to how everybody you know cared about him and knowing that these are all entertainers that I've followed for the past like 10 years, you know, all talking as though he was a close friend of all of them. It's pretty sad. It affects me a bit more than just if some Randy died, I guess.
Yeah, apparently like Nicole had even met him and everything.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Fucking oh, what's his name? Rick and Morty was created by Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland.
Yes.
Justin Roiland? Roiland.
Roiland.
He follows her on Twitter.
Nicole?
Yeah.
She knows quite a few famous people. I'm actually really surprised. One of the guys from Node, D follows her and actually comments on her videos and stuff. It's crazy. That's like fucking Freddie Wong, like one of like the people that works with him.
That's cool.
So crazy. Lots of people love Pacific Rim. I love Pacific Rim. Fuck you. Oh hey, sub hype. Oh, Russet.
Sub hype. Who did it?
Yeah, well,
Russet.
Russet.
Thank you very much.
Russet Potato. Got the hype. Oh. Sub hype. Thank you, Russet, for giving us the best form of potato.
So how the fuck? Let's think, like, just trying to think about this for a second. How on earth? I guess I have to connect back here. I have to connect back here before doing anything. If I connect this there, okay, now I get it. I got it, right? Let's think about this. Yeah, I gotta connect this with the white one here. Then that's separated from there. I got it. Figured it out. Don't worry about it. Guys, false alarm. I'm a genius. It's okay. Hey. Woo! Yeah, boy! Baby boy, baby boy! Alright. I guess I'm halfway between the top and the bottom. Let's go to the top, see what's at the top. I don't know whether I'm up or down right now. I guess I'm already at the top. There we go. Never mind. It's exciting, guys. Oh, fuck. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, God. Fucking damn it. Shit. I have to do that. I have to do that. I can't not do that.
What was it? You missed a little thing?
Yeah, one of these triangle ones.
Eh.
There we go. Because I need all of those completed by the time I reach the end of the game, right? So. I didn't even have to be moving. Not by the time I reach the end of the game, but there is something that happens from doing every single one of those, I know. They're hidden throughout the game, and I think I've found pretty much all of them.
You know what? Yeah, even like, not
Good night,
just Mona
Foxbox.
Lisa, but Studio Ghibli should have got some fucking mention. Oh, over Pixar beat Studio Ghibli and Charlie Kaufman.
For nothing, for some shit movie. They're really ignorant about animation at the Oscars. They're incredibly ignorant about animation there. With those articles proving it, obviously. All right. This door needs to open, I guess. That's really cool. I love how you can see things and have it taunt you with that sense of mystery.
Boy in the World. That actually really should have won.
Boy in the World was just bad.
What was that song that kept playing in the movie? It was like that flute song or something. So stupid, dude. Bro, man, listen.
Weird.
I don't. Why is the original writer for Uncharted now working on Star Wars games for EA? I think we should all calm down. We should watch Grave of the Fireflies and just tuck ourselves into bed tonight with a nice tall glass of lemonade.
Lemonade to start your dick.
Now where is Kit Kat? Did you like the?
Ah!
No, I didn't. I didn't like the video game nerd movie. It was shit. I'm sorry.
Jesus, this is so cool. What the hell is happening? What the fuck?
Holy shit.
What does this mean?
I think it means you have to consider all those.
Well, I mean, what does that mean?
How to get burned? What's my favorite Stan Lee cameo? Maybe it was in Deadpool because it was funny. This weird juxtaposition of like Stan Lee, who's like he's basically your grandpa. Like he's just like that's who he is. He's just like your grandpa who does comics. And there was like tits and like vagina being shoved into your face, and then all of a sudden Stan Lee. It was really weird and awkward, and that's
Oh, that also
perfect.
works.
So,
But still doesn't help me out.
sorry I didn't like the video game nerd movie. Nobody did. So.
Can't really. So if let's say I do this, then is this fulfilled? Is this one fulfilled then? Yes, it is. On the bottom left, it's fulfilled. All right, this is interesting. So, if I go up like this, right, that's fulfilled. To fulfill. What if I go like this? Then that one also is still unfulfilled. So it doesn't matter that I conjoin these two shapes. Wait a minute.
Just want you to talk about him. What, Stan Lee? Oh, no, you mean Nostalgia Critic. I'm not a fan of his style. I actually really used to watch him quite a bit. I don't know, I just kind of grew out of it, I guess. Like, that's not saying anything about him. It's just I don't really watch his stuff anymore. I'm not a big fan of the style. Yeah, I don't know. So I don't watch anything from Channel Awesome anymore because there's like almost nobody there that I continue to watch. I was watching Noah Ant Wielder, yeah, I don't know if I said that right. Essentially Spoonie. So I watched Spoonie a lot. He got fired. I mean,
Was he fired?
yeah.
I don't know what he did.
He made like a rape joke.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It wasn't even like that, and honestly, it wasn't that bad. It was just like, and it was all because of another critic who blew it up. Like, so he made this joke. He was like, he was like, and like when it's spoony and he makes a joke like this, and his humor is really crude, so you kind of have to expect that, like, obviously he's joking. He made a joke to a fellow critic on the site. It was like, and not in a mean or malicious way at all, but he said like, "Oh, I'm gonna take you to my dungeon and love you my way," or something like.
Some really innocent.
Yeah, like, and the
Oh my god, my head. What is happening to this?
So yeah, he wrote this on Twitter, and then one of the fellow critics, not the one that he said this to, but just a random woman who was also on the site,
Yeah.
took it and spread it across social media, and like, wow, look at this. I have to work with like misogynistic piece of shit pigs, like, oh wow, rape jokes. That's real funny, and like blew it up, and then basically forced like Doug Walker and his brother, who like are in charge of the site's hand, and they let him go.
That's funny.
Yeah. If there's anybody I hate, it's not Doug Walker, it's not his brother, it's not even Spoonie or the girl he was like doing the joke toward. It's that one girl who like decided to make a big deal out of it, and she wasn't even involved in the slightest. And like, her herself is the biggest piece of shit. I'm not even gonna name her.
Okay.
It's not hard to like look her up. Like, all you have to do is type in.
I'm honestly not even familiar with most of the people on the site, so I couldn't even.
Well,
if I
that's
took
kinda
a
for the
random
audience.
guess, it would just be like, oh, who's a girl who's on the site, and that would be my guess. Like, that's it. So I would have no idea.
I just.
What score would I give Cyberbully 2015? 4. It wasn't as bad as the original. It was just, I was hoping it would be a remake, but it was kind of different. This is awesome. I like this.
Also, Cinema Snob. I liked watching him a lot, but then I just kind of stopped eventually. So.
So, if I did something like this, right, and then I did something like this, no. Okay, if I did something like that.
Oh,
then-
also Bennett the Sage. I watched him quite a bit.
Pattern on the left doesn't seem to be possible to do. Seems kind of like impossible what I just did right there in order for it to actually fulfill everything here.
I don't necessarily think political correctness is just cancer. It's just cancer to comedy. It is like.
Well, it's pretty cancerous in general.
It is. It's true. But like, the one thing that affects the most, I think, is like comedy.
The only thing that I've actually gotten to work has been this, and then how the hell do I do several of these shapes at the same time? What the hell is happening? If I decide no, it's not going to be this shape, it's going to be this shape, then does that mean that I now create a fuller version of this shape by doing this? No. Sorry, is it maybe this? Is it that I have to use the corners of this and do something like, ugh.
I'd kill Laura Barnes, I'd fuck Wesley Snipes, and I'd marry Tracy Morgan. There you go. There you go.
So if I... This doesn't make sense at all.
I don't.
This is amazing. Okay, I gotta piss.
I'm not nothing. And again, nothing like against Angry Joe. I just don't like his reviewing style. Like, he's not somebody I would trust when it comes to video games. If like I really had to make a hard decision of like where's my money gonna go. It's not like he's wrong. It's just like he's. There's nothing that like I guess the difference would be is like when I watch somebody like Super Bunny Hop, I can trust his opinion because you can tell he's a very critical thinker, whereas Angry Joe goes more based off initial feelings and emotions. I wouldn't want to. That's probably maybe a reason why I'm not a critic myself. Because like, it's always constantly about checking yourself before you're wrecking yourself. Just you gotta constantly question and stop yourself and think outside of your own perspective and go, oh, do I have a personal bias in this? Am I the only, like, am I crazy? Am I the only one thinking like this? You have to really break down. You have to separate emotion. Like, it's okay to be, like, a critic and get emotional about it, but that's the thing I hate about, like, angry reviewers in general. It's like, this is my character, and I'm angry all the time.
I feel like Angry Joe is his persona, and he isn't necessarily angry all the time. That's what he called himself.
Yeah.
And just maybe didn't think far enough ahead to compensate for reviews where he's not actually angry. Because if there's only one thing that I don't like about Angry Joe, it's that all of his reviews are titled title of game or title of movie and then angry review in all caps. And most of the time, you know, if somebody clicks on that, it's an attention-grabbing title where you would expect that you're clicking on a video where someone's like lashing out at a game or movie or just being angry about it. But no, angry is the title of his show, of his character, and a lot of the reviews that he gives are generally positive. So you see something like Mad Max angry review, and your first instinct is like, oh my god, somebody's really angry about Mad Max? If angry review is in their title, then they must be mad about this movie, and then you click on it and it's like, oh, he liked it.
Yeah.
When what you wanted to see was somebody getting angry at it. Like, that's the entire reason why you clicked it. That's the only thing I don't like about him, is that he falls into the inevitability of clickbait.
Yeah. I prefer Stuckman over Jeremy Johns any day. They're like, the difference between them is night and day. For one, Stuckman takes a critical look at things, whereas Jeremy Johns will literally just tell you the plot and how he felt. I'm sorry, that's just how it is. That's not me having a... That's not me trying to diss anybody. That's just literally their styles. It's like their styles are the difference between night and day. When it comes to reviewing something, do not go with somebody who's like going off of personal, you know, speaking on for personal reasons or some sort of personal bias. Like, I know at the end of the day, it's kind of funny when you come across a reviewer who's like ripping their hair out and screaming about something. It's like, haha, this is good for a joke. But don't take what they're saying seriously unless like they can convey it like in a critical way. They can make you laugh and I don't know, entertain and educate you.
So this one's definitely correct in the bottom left. And what I don't understand is why none of the other ones are correct. So even when it's like I have to conform the shape within, like, it's pretty obvious, square at the left, square at the bottom left, square at the bottom left. Like, that makes enough sense. However, the entirety of the grid here, this is 5 blocks by 5 blocks. whereas the grids within the grids are 4 blocks by 4 blocks, right? So this grid doesn't match the larger picture. Despite that, sectioning it off so that there's just the square there actually works. This is the only one that's not flashing. And then if I'm going to make a square here, then that forces me to make a square there when I know that's not possible. I know it's not possible for me to make a square here. So then, if I'm not supposed to make a square overall, then that means that I'm supposed to combine the shapes, right? But if I'm supposed to combine the shapes, and they're on a grid of 4 by 4 within these shapes, but in the larger picture it's 5 by 5, then how the fuck do I combine them? Because I've already tried, like this shit. Like this. So I have this as a shape, and then when I try to do this as the larger picture, to try and connect them and make something out of it, now both of them are wrong, right? I'll wait until they stop flashing to try and prove this one. Oh, now those two are right. Okay, never mind. I guess I was doing that first one wrong. I guess the 4 by 4 versus 5 by 5 fucked me up. Okay. I guess now I gotta figure out what I'm doing on the right side. So if I assume that what I'm doing here is correct, and then it needs to conform within this shape, then that means that the shape that I'm making here
Sorry, I was looking away from Trat for a bit. Oh, good. No one's actually said anything of any
rat
word.
trap.
Yeah, I'm in the traps. Rat traps.
Score for South Park: The Stick of Truth. I really enjoyed what I played as a concept, but it's not my play style. I really don't like turn-based games other than like Pokemon. So a friend bought me The Stick of Truth, and I played it for a bit, and I was just like, this isn't the way that I wanted to play the game. I was more interested in having the story progress and keep continuing to unlock new things in the game, like cinematics and cutscenes and jokes and all that. But I wasn't really interested in putting in the effort of actually playing the turn-based combat to get there. So I can't really objectively rate that game because it's just not my thing.
I forgot how to pronounce his name, like Jeff Neely or something from Game Trailers. There's that video. There's a cringe-inducing video of like Angry Joe interviewing him, but like one of the most cringe-inducing things is not the awkward banter between them, but the fact that like the guy from Game Trailers like didn't even know that there was a Final Fantasy game coming out that year. He like
I don't know what you're
blatantly
talking
like
about.
lied to the he didn't lie. I guess he just didn't know. But that's just embarrassing when like you're the face of a game journalism site, and it's like you just like Angry Joe starts talking about like, oh, he's like, oh, I think they're talking about something about like no RPG came out this year, and then Angry Joe's like, oh no, there is like, well, Final Fantasy, and then he's like, and then he stopped him and was like, no Final Fantasy has come out this year, and then Angry Joe's just like wasn't sure either, so he just kept going on. It's understandable when like Angry Joe forgets that there's a Final Fantasy. Or it was. I'm totally ruining what they were saying for.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, really.
It was essentially like they both overlooked that a Final Fantasy game was coming out that year, and there were some. The conversation was about like how there was like no RPGs or something coming out that year. But like, that's just that is embarrassing for both of them. But I feel like it's slightly more embarrassing for the guy who's like the face of a game journalism website. I have seen Three Guys One Hammer.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah, Pain Olympics.
It's sad that that has a special name. If that came out today, then it wouldn't have a special name.
It's true.
Like, it was just so early on the internet of things that you could watch to disgust yourself that, like, it had a name. Like, Two Girls, One Cup. That wouldn't have a name if it came out today. There's been enough disgusting things on the internet that, like, there's no point in giving them names. It's just like, oh, check out this link on eFucked. You know?
Yeah. Oh no, I know. I know that's the video you guys are talking about. That's why I brought it up. And you guys said like, "Oh, this is really cringe-worthy," and I was just saying why I thought it was cringe-worthy. It's definitely cringy for both of them, but like I said, it's just a really awkward interview.
Wait a minute. So this used to work, did it not? Oops. Yeah, this works. This works for the left side, but it does not work for the right side. How the fuck do I make it work for the right side? I'm gonna make it work like this. No. Does that still apply to the left side? Does this make it so that that now works? No. Why? Damn it.
I was saying something about Batman versus Superman during last night's hangout. I vaguely remember. I don't know. Nobody disses. Sorry, nobody disses my boy Batsy. I'll diss Batman all I like. If it's a bad movie, it's a bad movie.
My name is Betsy. Okay.
I feel like if you're a fan of the comics, if the film betrays that character in any way, you should be critical of that
I think
too.
like people just don't give a shit anymore.
I wish people were a little bit more critical to comic book films. And like more so these like standalone ones like The Watchmen and whatever, but not so much when it comes to like Spider-Man, because apparently like in a lot of people's opinions Spider-Man 3 and The Amazing Spider-Man 2 are good movies.
Yep.
You just didn't watch it right.
How the hell do I satisfy this small one without completely contradicting everything else that I've worked for?
I can't tell sarcasm through chat. I'm sorry. It's just text.
I break up with you, Peter. I feel like if I had a conversation with Emma Stone, she would be like, "Oh yeah, totally, that movie sucked."
Yeah, that'd be great to have
Her being in Birdman
to
the same
talk
year.
to her
Like, it's
about?
obvious she knows how to act.
Yeah.
You know, and she really gave it her all in the movie that actually mattered. And when a line comes through like, "I break up with you, Peter," there was really obviously miscommunication between the screenwriters to the director to the actor. It's not her fault. It's not her fault. But it turned out like shit. So what if...
Who takes the pictures of Spider-Man?
I'm so fucking confused.
You already asked this exact same question. Please do not copy pasta. Please.
So, I mean, this is a logical... Can't really satisfy that. I can't satisfy that at all. There's no way I can possibly do it with this 3 area here. And the only way that I can make this 4 area is if I do this. This is literally the only possibility when looking at the bigger picture for that square. My assumption, anyway.
I feel like we should just rewatch Spider-Man sometime soon.
It's so good.
It's so good.
I would love to rewatch it.
Oh, you mean The Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Both.
Yeah,
Any
we
of
should do.
them.
Okay, we should do Spider-Man 1, just for goofs and gaffs. And
You know what? I don't have any of the original Spider-Man movies on Blu-ray.
Oh fuck it!
Those would be great.
I'll just grab a tortilla.
I would like to own those ones. I bet they're really cheap right now.
I have it
It's
on.
been so long.
I have it on DVD. But...
Well, I don't want to watch it on DVD.
See, dude.
What do you mean, see? You're acting as though there's something wrong with that, and yet there's going to be a significant amount of people in the Twitch chat that agree with me. That if we have like an 80-inch projector screen and a Blu-ray setup, and the Blu-ray is like what, $5 anyway, why the fuck would we watch a DVD? It's really not that difficult of a concept to understand. It's a better product.
I killed George Lucas. I stabbed
George Lucas.
If somebody subs right now, I'll sing the Rainbow Connection in Kermit's voice.
How do I I still haven't even... The only thing that I've done so far that has made sense has been connecting this with this. No, sorry. With this? I don't remember if that was the exact shape. I'll do it until I get it. But...
Spider-Man 1 came out in 2000.
So why the fuck does 4 here and then those 3 here make sense? If I assume that, like, this row is the top row, this row is the second row, this row is the third row, this row is the fourth row. If I assume that this entire grid is basically this corner on a grid, right? And it just completely ignores the bottom row and the right side, then I guess that makes sense. But then how the fuck do I keep all of these contained on this side? How do I make those shapes? If I'm going to include both of these shapes on this side, which very clearly works on this side, then how do I construct a shape in which what's happening here just simply does not make sense unless I do this. There's literally no other outcome for this shape right here. So for this shape right here, if I...
Tobey Maguire was like okay as Peter, but I actually like Andrew Garfield more. Just not in that second movie. Holy fuck. Everything was bad about that movie. I just I remember watching Spider-Man 3 opening night with all my like superhero nerdy friends, and I remember laughing out loud because it was like the only way I could release like because it was just so fucking awkward and cringy that I just like didn't know what to do. I remember like openly laughing when he was like dancing and shit.
Openly weeping.
It's like my first reaction before crying. Like if something is so like horribly bad, I will laugh and then I'll start to cry. And luckily, I made it throughout that whole film without openly weeping in front of my friends and family.
I mean, it's not like I can just do this, right? Because it's not like this just randomly gets added to it. It's not like I can just...
Yeah, I don't know. You know what's funny is like the costume was actually best in like the worst Spider-Man movie. I think they finally like got like the only decent Spider-Man costume in the Amazing
Oh,
Spider-Man
in the second
2.
one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, possibly.
That's what it looked like. It was like right out of the comics good. I was like, holy shit, like this is great. Like this is the closest they've ever gotten it. And yet everything else about that movie is so shitty.
Yeah, this is literally the only way I can do this puzzle is to have it fulfilled here. So I gotta fuck around with this design in the bigger picture until I can figure out how the fuck I can make it so that this is okay. Oh, now it's okay.
I think
So now that one's okay. So I can do it so that this one's okay, right? Like this. And if I do it like this, then the two on the left are okay once they stop flashing. Yeah, see, the two on the left are okay if I do it like that. So really, wait a minute. Oh. How did I do this? Yeah, like this. So it's about making this shape. Okay, wait. Wait a minute, I think I'm understanding it now. I think I'm getting a better picture in my head. Well, that's not gonna make sense.
Oh, yeah, this is a good debate. I love when people argue over whether or not they should be organic or mechanical web shooters. I've always
Oh, I don't care.
Yeah, you don't care?
I don't care. It doesn't make a difference.
I always kind of actually preferred mechanical web shooters.
That's how it was in the
newer
like,
ones.
show.
Yeah, in the show as well. Because it added some tension to like when he'd run out of a cartridge and he's falling and shit. That shit happened. Like, I think there was even a moment in the newest movie where, though, like obviously everything was shit about it, but like there was a moment where he actually like I think Electro disabled one of his web shooters. But then there was absolutely no tension afterward. He like, oh no, I gotta save these people's lives and I only have one web shooter. And then he does like the fucking jizz spray thing where he pushes his thumb against it and sprays in like 20 directions, and just happens. Like spiders, there's spider sense, and then there's having like Stephen Hawking's times 20 level like mathematical and like understanding physics and how that would work. Like it just makes Spider-Man sound invincible. That he knew putting his thumb in that exact spot
Yeah.
would save all those people's lives. That was stupid. That's stupid for a comic book movie, even.
So if I've got to make, if the shape that I have to fulfill on the left, let's say, is this, right? So I've fulfilled the bottom left and the top right by doing this. So the top right is one that I have to do. I have to fulfill. Okay, so now I can do this. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm 3 out of 4 now if I do it this way. I think I'm 3 out of 4.
Dunderbutt, you know I'd hot glue that shit.
I think I'm finally getting it. So it's not a representation of the entire grid. It's just treating them as though shit. Give me a sec. I'm so confused. Sorry. Let me just retrace what I'm doing here. Oh yeah. Come on. Right. There we go. It's just treating them as though they're individual shapes. So basically so now I think I should get 3 out of 4 here. Perfect. So now, what the fuck do I do here? Basically, what we're doing here is instead of looking at this as just like, oh, it's the bottom left corner of the entire grid, we're treating this individual square as whatever shape gets made within that square. So we're treating it as though on the larger scale of the grid, it has to be a square. It doesn't necessarily need to be anywhere within the grid as long as it's touching where it should be. So, like, no, sorry, that's not how it was. Like,
So what? Who's in the subscriber hangouts? Patreon or Twitch subscribers? Patreon. Yeah, because that's a Patreon perk. Actually, what day is it? Oh, fuck. I guess it's like, what, 3 minutes? Our
What?
time? What, 28th is the last day of this month, right?
29th.
29th. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Which is in 8 minutes.
If you wanted to be a part of the hangout or anything like that, yeah, I guess like you only got like a good 24 hours left in case you wanted to donate something. I think
It might start charging before then.
Oh shit, that's true. The amount
I thought I
that
got 3
we
out
are
of 4
charging
before.
for hangouts, I believe, is $10. I'm gonna really plan ahead this time though. Like, as soon as this month is up, I think I'm gonna plan for like mid-month Saturday. That's probably what I'm gonna do. Like, first off, I'm gonna send out an email saying what's best, but it's gonna be like, again, it's gonna be like at least, and I mean like earliest, mid-month on a Saturday.
If I do this, that means I can connect these in a way of doing... No, I can't. Oh, wait. No, wait. What if I do this? Oh, this is new. This is new, huh? So if I connect these, I just say, okay, as long as I make this shape
I
on
love
the
you,
left.
freak. You stupid freak.
No, sorry. Start it here. As long as I do this. Then how many? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 squares on the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 squares on the right. But they have to be shaped slightly differently, otherwise they won't make any goddamn sense. So I need to shape this one in a way where it is like this. No? A way where it is like this, and then maybe it'll work. Without even thinking about how it'll work overall, I think it might. Oops. Oops. No, 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 no. No, didn't. One, two, three. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So the shape the problem is that the shape on the top right corner cannot be changed. And to fulfill that shape, I'm slowly understanding it better and better. So I like that I'm making progress. It's exactly what this game should be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't. I literally can't. Once I can form these shapes, they're set in stone. And I literally can't do anything else with this shape right here. There's literally no other possibility. So it has to be 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. There has to be something different I can do with this.
Hey guys, cool question for the chat. Which is better, Mac or PC? Personally, I think Mac is just a superior product. It also plays better games, and also has a better, long-standing productivity. Thank you. My name is Mark English. Vote for me. MacBook Pro, baby.